Ever met someone with, like, a job so cool it sounds totally made up? Today, we're diving into the world of Brian J. Spencer,
Okay.
the Canadian storm chaser.
Wow.
Now, storm chasing, I mean, that sounds like something out of an action movie.
Right.
To be fair, I think there's definitely probably an element of that.
Yeah.
But there's also, a whole lot of science involved.
Absolutely.
And, like, a real passion for understanding these powerful weather events.
Yeah, what's really fascinating about storm chasing is that it requires, this unique blend of adventure but also intellect. You're not just chasing a thrill, you're chasing knowledge.
Yeah.
You're really trying to understand the forces that create these awe-inspiring storms.
And Brian seems to have that balance down pat.
Yeah, from what I've gathered, I mean, this isn't just a weekend hobby for him.
Right.
He's been chasing storms for over 15 years.
Wow.
Across Canada, and even, get this, down in Tornado Alley.
Oh, wow.
That notorious stretch in the U.S. where tornadoes are most common?
Tornado Alley is like a magnet for storm chasers.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Right.
I mean, the unique geography and weather patterns in that region, they create like the perfect conditions for tornadoes to form.
It's amazing to think about the sheer variety of storms he must have witnessed in that time.
Yeah.
He's even been the lead driver and guide for Cloud9 tours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cloud9 is very highly respected in the storm chasing community.
Wow.
It takes a tremendous amount of skill and experience to lead those tours.
Right.
You need to be able to read the weather, anticipate changes, and make split-second decisions to keep everyone safe.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about finding the storm, right? It's about understanding it.
You must encounter some, hair-raising situations chasing storms, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I read that he's seen over 50 tornadoes firsthand, along with other incredible events like hailstorms and water spouts.
Wow.
Imagine seeing a tornado on water.
A water spout? I mean, as rare as it is, really highlights the power and the unpredictability of nature.
Yeah.
It's a stark reminder that these weather phenomena, they don't always stick to what we might consider normal.
Definitely not.
Right.
And the thing is, he's not just keeping all this incredible experience to himself. He's been featured on the Weather Network, local news, radio.
Wow.
He even chased a water spout on Lake Erie. This is clearly not someone who shies away from the spotlight.
So that kind of media presence, that tells you a lot about his ability to communicate these complex ideas in a way that captivates people.
Yeah.
He's found a way to make meteorology fascinating for, a wider audience.
Yeah.
And that's a real skill.
Definitely.
Not many people can do that.
And that's where his work in education comes in.
Okay.
Instead of just talking about it on TV, he's taking that passion into classrooms.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this is where the impact of someone like Brian, I think, really shines through.
Yeah.
He's bridging the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world experience.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a student, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're learning about something like, say, tornadogenesis.
Okay.
The formation of tornadoes. It's one thing to read about it in a textbook.
Yeah.
But to hear it from someone who's actually witnessed it?
You'd be hooked.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what he's doing, right? He's taking this complex science and making it exciting and engaging for these students.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing he can do that.
And it's not just talking either.
Right.
He brings videos, pictures.
He's giving these students a front row seat to something incredible.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
And it's clearly resonating with the students. We've got some testimonials about Brian's presentations, and let me tell you, they are incredibly positive.
Yeah, testimonials are so valuable in this context because they provide that third-party validation,
For sure.
It's one thing to say you're passionate about something, but when you have, educators and students raving about your work,
right,
it speaks volumes.
Absolutely. Take Lorraine McCall from HBBL Secondary School, for example.
Okay.
She calls Brian's presentations the perfect mixture of educational content and fascinating stories.
Wow.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's not just dropping in for a quick visit and heading out,
Yeah.
George Letsos, who teaches at Oak Ridge Secondary School, highlighted how Brian's presentation reinforced what they were already teaching in the classroom, calling it bang on our curriculum and even more applicable to our interest level. That's high praise right there.
Yeah, it really speaks to his ability to kind of tailor his material to different audiences.
Right, yeah.
He's not just delivering a canned presentation,
Mm-hmm.
He's really engaging with the students and making sure the information is relevant to their lives.
Yeah, and the students definitely seem to be engaged.
Yeah.
Dave Arnett from East Elgin Secondary School mentioned that his students loved his firsthand knowledge and stories, and that Brian was able to keep the attention of all the students, which is no small feat, let me tell you.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's that firsthand experience, right?
Right.
That makes all the difference.
Totally.
Like, it's one thing to, learn about the Fujita scale,
Okay.
which measures the intensity of tornadoes.
Right.
But it takes on a whole new meaning when you hear about it from someone who's actually witnessed the, destructive power of those storms.
Right. Like, it's like the difference between reading about a hurricane and like actually experiencing one. Speaking of experiences, Joseph Young from Medway High School even said that they hoped Brian could come back again in the future.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it sounds like his presentation made a real impact.
That's the power of a truly engaging educator.
Yeah.
He's not just, imparting information.
Yeah. Right.
He's sparking a genuine curiosity, a thirst for knowledge in these students.
Yeah.
And that can have a lasting impact long after the presentation is over.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For sure.
Steve Wickens, also from Medway, even called Brian's expertise invaluable, which I think speaks to the depth of knowledge and passion he brings to these presentations. And reading through these testimonials, you can really feel that passion shining through. Rob Angioni from Regina Mundi Catholic College called Brian students' favorite guest presenter.
That's quite the honor, I have to say.
I know, right?
To be recognized by students as a favorite guest presenter, that says a lot about his ability to connect with them on their level.
For sure.
And make learning fun and exciting.
And it's not just the teachers and students who are impressed. Danny Cajun from Strathroy District Collegiate Institute said that Brian enthralled his students.
Oh.
When you can enthrall a room full of teenagers with a science presentation,
right.
I mean, you're doing something right.
That's impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling, really. He's taking these, scientific concepts and whipping them into narratives that are both informative and engaging.
Right.
He's making science cool.
Yeah.
And that's no easy feat.
It's like he's found this perfect storm, right?
Yeah.
Of passion, knowledge, and communication skills.
Yeah, the trifecta.
Right. He could have easily kept all this to himself.
Right.
But instead, he's chosen to, share it with the world. And in a way that's inspiring a whole new generation to look up at the sky and wonder.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a wonderful takeaway from Brian's story.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that knowledge is meant to be shared, And that passion can be contagious.
Totally.
He's taken something as potentially terrifying as a tornado.
Right.
And turned it into a source of fascination and learning.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are you curious about? What sparks your interest?
Yeah, what gets you going?
Maybe it's weather, maybe it's something completely different. But whatever it is, don't be afraid to chase after it.
Absolutely.
To learn everything you can about it.
Yeah.
And maybe even find a way to, share that passion with others.
Absolutely. You never know who you might inspire along the way.
So the next time you find yourself glued to the Weather Channel or marveling at a thunderstorm rolling in, just remember Brian's story.
Right.
It's a reminder that there's a whole world of discovery out there just waiting to be explored.
Absolutely.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive.